First, I want to give credit to my brother, General Tito. Salute to you, my brother, for this beautiful piece of artwork because it really explains the true reality for a lot of Black men in the Black community. Even now, we have a son husband epidemic in the Black community where a lot of young men are being raised in a situation where either their mothers have selected poorly or she has used the state to muscle the father out of the life of the young man, and she is getting whatever benefits from the state or she using child support, and she's really raising the young man to be the masculine figure in her life because she can't get along with any functioning productive man with self-esteem. So I feel compassion for the young brothers. But let's go on to talk about the policing of Black men and their sausages. See, I couldn't put that in the title, so I had to use the word freedoms. No other man on the planet is policed more than Black men and harassed by the Black community. Because here's the difference. There's a problem with it. There's a problem with being with receiving so many government and social benefits is that even in relationships, see, I'm a supporter of relationship capitalism. You never hear me on this channel talk about this woman is better than that woman or this woman is better than that woman. We're all individuals. We're all individuals. And these skin colors, we have culture, we have race, but these are just vessels. And my philosophy of relationship capitalism is that those who compete will be chosen. You pick the best woman for you, regardless of race, creed, and color. I focus on character and values. If our values don't align, you can go kick rocks, period. So I'll pick the best woman for me, regardless of race. Do I have a preference for Black women? Yes. But that don't mean I'm going to pick a Black woman just because she's Black. I'm not going to do that. You gotta qualify for the job. This is the same way a man should qualify for a job. But what we have here in a situation for Black men growing up in this community is because we have so many dysfunction in the community, and it became a matriarchal structure since 1965 when the Black women sold the Black men out for government benefits, feminism, white liberal women in their feminism. They sold Black men out. Racism was a factor in all of things, many things, but the reality is it wasn't the Black community really didn't go down from a almost 80% marriage rate to 28, like a 26% marriage rate for the women overnight. They indoctrinated themselves with feminism. The women became strong and empowered. I don't need no man. They had the government to support them. And they used the government and the system to overpower the men. They chose welfare benefits over husbands and kicked the men out the back door. And they took on liberal. See, racism has always been in the Black community. Prior to segregation, we have functional communities in the Black community. It wasn't until they started taking on progressive white liberal ideology, because Black people are very conservative, used to be conservative. Now this new gynocentric, feminist, women ran ideology has gotten into liberalism is what that liberal progressive mindset is what destroyed the Black community. Because even with poverty and racism, Black people kept their families together. And now you see this debauchery that's out here in these streets today. And what happens is you see the non-competitive woman. This is what their idea of relationships is, just completely dysfunctional. It's a matriarchal culture. And I advise the young Black men to skid diddy out of that community. If, first of all, you're not the dating and relationship DNA of many of these women. If you squared away young mother, if they start calling you lame and corny and all that stuff, and you got good grades and you squared away and you don't want to commit crime, run. I don't care if you have to join the Navy. Get the hell away from those people. It's a cultural dysfunction, the new modern culture, not the old Black culture of the past. Those people had values. The new modern culture, run. Get away from these people. You're not even these women's dating relationship DNA. Especially you dudes with good jobs, careers, and good credits. Escape that culture. Period. Now that I've gotten that off the table, this sausage policing has many different facets to it. And I call it the new plantation because it's only about the men that they police. I'll give you an example. Look at this situation. Omar, the D police, is why I get on him all the time. He doesn't really bother to see, this is a matriarchal culture, and also there's a profit motive involved. You see, it's very, very profitable to pander to black women. It just makes you so much money. Just serve them delusion, serve them fantasy, and whatever else. They're scared to come after the black women. The black women will crush them. So it's easy to target the men because the men, to them, have been raised in a way and subjugated in a way to worship women. The women did this to enslave the men. One, using these liberal politicians, they get whatever government favor from them, and they raise these boys to be so below. I mean, they destroy their self-esteem. You look at the Travis Hunter situation. It doesn't even, destroy the self-esteem. Where the boys would take mediocrity because they were raised to be slaves, servants, slaves of the Democratic Party. You can just extract votes from the men. See, the men won't challenge it. It's like the church. The men are not, when the men left the church because of the prosperity gospel and these dirty D pastors and all that, and preaching to women, because to be honest with you, when you have a situation with sexual liberation and the women are having babies out of wedlock all over the place, you have to water down the gospel. Because if you start spitting that bring fire gospel about fornication and all that stuff, you're going to lose all the single moms. Who's going to lose all the money? So the pastor has to water down the gospel, and the profit motive is there. So any man that's masculine and whatever, he's going to go out the back door. There's going to be no checks and balances. Period. And I think that's the same thing what you have in the community, is that there's no checks and balances for the women. So the women can have they don't have any standards. That's why you see, I see situations like that. Even an obese woman thinks that that's what she should deserve. That's what she should get. And the mentality and the mindset for the men is this nonsense right here. This is how they see black men, as cleanup agents, good quality, hard-working black men. So could you imagine an environment where you give the best quality men the worst? What type of community can you build when the women in the community give the worst men first access to their body, and then take the best men and want the best men to come clean up after them? Oh, great. You worked hard, you stayed out of trouble, you obeyed the law, you went to college, you did whatever you had to do, or you went to a trade school, got your skills. And now that you're all squared away, your job is now to take care of the bastard kids from Pookie. I shouldn't even use Pookie, but anyhow, some guy who's a derelict, because you got aroused by him, because we're in a matriarchal culture and fathers are not vetting the men that women sleep with. Now your job is to go clean up because of this pro-black shit. That's the welfare state. That is the welfare state. They're looking for relationship welfare. They're looking for relationship welfare. And in welfare has not proven to be beneficial and has not proven good over the years for that community. It's very destructive. If you look at the crime rate, if you look at the single mother rate, if you look at the poverty rate in many environments, not all, but in many environments, it destroys motivation and ambition. It destroys the family. It destroys the nuclear family. So you see this situation right here. And this is the mindset that they have for the black men. And that's why you see this situation right now. where the dudes are like, any dude with self-esteem is like, hell no, I'm out of here. So then we come with this new method, which is to come with shame. Now they want to attack the young man's self-esteem with shame. And there's either the race hustlers that attack them, or there's this guy right here. These guys are the best attack agent. Like, I see them go after those dudes that go overseas. I'm not a passport bro, but I don't care what grown ass men do with their sausage. If I'm here in America now. If these guys are going overseas, well, there's more women for me. Why would I care what a grown ass man is doing with his sausage? It's none of my business. Unless I'm not from the alphabet community. But because they're with women like this is why they harass those guys, because this is where they're at. They have to deal with this shit every day. And if you come home every day and you're sleeping next to that, hell yeah, you see some dude overseas, even if he's with a paid 304. And if she looks halfway decent, and you're looking at what you got on because what you got on the couch is still costing you money. But it's loud, it's disagreeable, it's obese, it's probably unhygienic, and it's talking trash to you. And you still got to pay this mortgage. You still got to pay these bills. And there you go, Mr. Happy Dick, running around in Thailand or Colombia or anywhere else, messing with whores or whatever he's doing. But then you got to look at this crap next to you every day. I can see why you probably get in the comment section and hate on those passport bros and all those other guys. I don't care about them because they're individuals living their life. I don't care whether they're tricking or getting traditional women or whatever. It ain't none of my damn business. But I guess I could understand a guy who's living in this situation is miserable. He's horrible. So there's a policing thing, but ultimately it comes down to control. It's all about control. It's all about control. You just can't make this stuff up. This is what they want. They want to control and have all optionality because they've done the job of lowering the self-esteem of the black men. Well, it hasn't been working lately with Gen Z. That's why they're so angry and trying to control Gen Z, white and black. Look, I don't want to make it so much of a race thing, but I don't see any other men get harassed as much as black men. But black men are getting harassed by the black community. Literally, what is the white version of this? Where? There is none. Anyhow, that's all I had to talk about. You guys, please like and share the video. But this is the new plantation. Believe me, it's not going to stop. But I'm a supporter of relationship capitalism. Period. I don't shop at no business that don't put a smile on my face. Period. And let those who compete be chosen. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, down below, you can cash out $, a peaceful life 23. Guys, nobody's going to take care of you like you. Keep working hard. Your health is your wealth. Stay positive. I'll talk to you soon. I'm out here. Peace.